If you've ever done any development of data-centered applications, you'll know that you use forms to put data in and reports and web pages to get it out. LightSwitch offers us a chance to use a thing called screens, and they're a mixture of the two. We're going to work with the tables which I've highlighted here, and what can happen with these tables is that when you're using them, we can use what's called a details screen to drill down through the application from, for example, region through to club through to race. That's what we're going to do next. I've created some detail screens right at the center of the application, the entrant detail, the handicap rating detail, and the race details. So let's just look back at what we're going to do next. We're going to use the model, and the next thing we'll do is we'll create a club screen. We're back inside Microsoft LightSwitch, and we're going to create a details screen, and we're going to start at the level of club. Now what the details screen will let you do is that it will let you to take the table which is up the tree and link to tables which are down the tree and connected on the one-to-many sides of the relationships. So let's get on with it and do it. There are several ways in which you can create a screen. There's one here, you can add a screen. And there's another one here, which I don't know why, but I find myself using this most. Right click, add screen. Now you've got several types of screen that you can create within Microsoft LightSwitch. And the one we're going to do is the details screen, as I've said. So you select the data entity that you want to create the screen for. I'm going to say do club. And then it offers you a title for that. No spaces. You notice it's using a Pascal case, so that's okay. Then it allows you to do this really clever thing. It allows you that when you've got this screen, you can create links to these other screens. So let's just do that and that and click OK. Now you'll notice also that this will now be the default screen for club details. Okay. Let's create another type of club screen, and that's going to be a search screen for clubs. So let's do that. Add screen, search data screen, clubs. Okay. Now let's just move out and look at our application properties. Open, and you'll notice that we could start to play with navigation. So we've got all of these types of layers within our navigation, and none of the detail screens are there. You will notice that they're used only for the navigation and for displaying and editing data. So we have to choose one that will be our home screen for the application. That's it, and that's the only one we've got, so it doesn't really make much of a choice. So let's do a quick build of our application by pressing F6. You'll see that the build is happening down in the bottom left hand corner. Build succeeded, and let's start our application. It's been compiled as a desktop application as opposed to a web application, as you know. Now there are several things you can notice about this screen. I have pre-populated it with some data, which is 50 sample clubs. Really imaginative names, as you can see, not like the good fun ones that you did in the classroom. So we've got the yacht club name, the club code, and its region. We did randomize regions on those. So what we can do is we can now click that club name, and it takes us into details immediately of any races and race officers that that club might have. Now you'll see that I had already put in some race officers, but as yet I have not entered any races. If I was to link this, I get an editing details thing where I can change the personal details of our race officers. Very powerful, very quick. I know it takes ages to build, but once it's there, it's hugely effective. You'll also see in these screens that we're starting to see the computed property. For a race officer, the default computing property becomes the link. So what I need you to do is I need you to do a region details screen and then a region search screen. Then you can use that region search screen to connect to the clubs and then to the race officers. Let's just have a recap of what we've done. We created a details and search screen for the club, and that allows us to drill down. Allows us to drill down in the first place to the race officer, which is linked to club, as you can see, and it also allows us to drill down into the race. There's no data in this table race, but we can use our screens to add detail to that, and that's what we will do in a subsequent video. But your next step is to add a new screen for region, which will in turn drill down to club and so forth. You'll have to create all of the screens that I've created, but that's easy enough for you to do.